Hello everyone, and welcome back to the revival of CAS CALL. I am your host, Eyes. Oliver, please introduce yourself.
I'm Oliver. We should also mention how this is actually only half CAS CALL now.
Yeah, it is. We've lost someone. He's gone.
Oh, I didn't even mean that.
Oh. Well, we're going to find out anyway, so. In any case.
Yeah, that would be 2/3.
Exactly.
Actually. In any case, we have exciting news. The release of Persona 5 Strikers
is released. Let's go. It's been...
I just noticed I misspelled it.
Who cares? It's been a little under a year since it released in Japan. And I played the Japanese demo. And I decided to myself I was going to buy it in Japanese because we had no idea if there was an English version. And I didn't buy it.
Fortunately.
But now it's in English and it's on Steam. So
yeah,
I couldn't refuse.
It's a double pro. Finally, they release it for Steam.
Exactly.
After being stuck on PlayStation forever.
It still kind of is. It still somewhat is. But like the door is open. It's possible. A lot of things are possible now.
I think in the future, more and more will be focused on computer. I think Xbox is probably dying out.
Xbox is like, it's on life support. I have no idea why it's still a thing. Because like Microsoft, they already have a pretty big foothold in the PC market with Game Pass, especially, and with like Windows integration.
Yeah, I think they need to give up on Xbox.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the sales of this one.
Yeah, move all your assets to Windows. Put it all into the Games Pass. Make it exclusive to Windows 10. And then everyone will get it because it's amazing.
Yeah, I think, because from what I've seen anyways, everyone who buys a new console buys the PS5 anyways.
Yeah.
So I really don't see a lot of Xboxes.
There isn't really much exclusive for the Xbox that is really, really hype, apart from Halo, which has been delayed.
Well, Halo it's all getting ported to PC anyways.
Yeah,
like that's the thing with their exclusives. They're all on PC anyways.
Exclusive.
They're on, Cuphead 2, which is like the best exclusive in my opinion. Maybe except for Halo, but Cuphead is on PC
and it's on the Switch.
Yeah, I guess now it's on the Switch too. It's an amazing game. I think it fits on the Switch.
Oh, it definitely does.
How expensive is it?
I think it's like,
is it 200?
Like 300 crowns, which is like $30, give or take.
That's the problem with Switch. Everything is overpriced.
Yeah, the Skyward Sword HD, $60. Emulation looking pretty good.
That's Zelda, right?
Yeah, Zelda, Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword. So, Dylan, tell us your thoughts on Persona 5 Strikers.
The best game I've ever played in my life.
Is it a follow-up? Is it a separate game?
It is a sequel.
What's the story?
They tried to market it as if it was a good place to start the Persona franchise. No, it absolutely is not. It is a sequel, and it knows it's a sequel. It assumes you have played the previous game. You don't have to. Don't get me wrong, you don't have to, but it assumes you have, and it glosses over a whole bunch of stuff. If you've never played Persona 5 and you go into the Velvet Room, they just kind of expect you to know who Lavenza is and what the Velvet Room is.
Oh yeah, there's really no explanation for the Velvet Room.
No.
Although I don't know that there was. I mean, I didn't play enough of the first game, or Persona 5 that is, to know that there was there either, but I assume there was.
Even if you've played Persona 4 Golden on Steam and you think, oh, this is a new Persona game on Steam, let's get that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wait until they maybe port Persona 5 to Steam, the original. I don't think they'll port Royal, but I think they'll port the original. Wait until that, and then start thinking about playing Strikers.
But explain to me, why would they put the lesser version, so to speak, on Steam, but not Royal?
The thing is, it's really complicated sort of exclusivity rights. Sony has previously been the sole holder of rights with with the Persona franchise. It isn't with all Atlas games, because SMT has been a Switch exclusive, or rather, it's been a Nintendo exclusive. And Persona has been a Sony exclusive, specifically. And then Catherine's kind of like in that middle ground. It was released on Steam, like before Golden was. And it did go on Switch as also. That's kind of like a grey area, but for the majority, Persona, the mainline series, has always been a Sony exclusive, and they've marketed it as a Sony exclusive. Like even on the box of the original Persona 5, it says exclusive to PlayStation 4.
So how would they then port Persona 5?
The thing I'm thinking is Persona 5 is obviously like Sony's baby. They when they did the Persona 5, the PlayStation 5 reveal live stream, Persona 5 was one of the featured games in PlayStation Plus. So they really do like this game. It makes them money. So I don't think they're willing to give up the upgraded version of Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. I don't think they're willing to give that up just yet. But I think now that Persona 5, the original, has done its course, it's sold all that it can sell, I assume they're going to be willing to give it to Steam to allow people to play that. That's what I assume.
To be clear, it's the original game that was put on what is it called? Their version of
PlayStation
Game
Plus.
Pass.
Yeah, the original version is on PlayStation Plus, which is like basically it's PlayStation's Games Pass.
Is it any
way
good?
Worse.
Like not the game, but Game Pass thing.
Sorry.
Is PlayStation Plus good?
I mean, it has Persona 5 on it, so I immediately have to say yes. But generally, no. Compared to Games Pass, it's awful.
Ooh, how expensive is it? Is it the same price?
I actually don't know. I assume it's going to be around about the same as Games Pass.
I think one reason people are quitting a bit more on consoles is because they overprice everything, and they charge for services that logically they're not even the ones who are paying for it, like the online services.
Yeah.
They don't, as far as I know, they don't even have the servers for the online games. That's up to the actual game developers or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of killing them, especially with Nintendo.
But I think the whole console market is convenience. PCs are not convenient. You have to know how one works to be able to keep up with it. But a console, you just buy the console. If it doesn't work, you take it back and get a new one.
But wouldn't you say that would become less and less of a problem with the younger generations?
Perhaps.
Because it's mostly the older people that don't know that much about computers, right?
Perhaps, yeah.
So maybe that's why we're seeing more of a shift then.
Good point. Good point there. Like PC parts, they're getting cheaper as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you don't need like what's it, 3060 RTX to run good games. I have a 770 and I'm running Strikers at medium settings, easy, 60 FPS, flawless.
Yeah, I think, and the newer games, they get better at optimizing and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's like the specs don't go backwards necessarily, but they go they're like disproportionately good to how much there is an increase in like the load on the computer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, obviously.
I think what people kind of misunderstand is if a game quote unquote looks like last gen, right? That's generally considered to be an insult. But when you realize that last gen, it looks pretty good.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Exactly.
That was last gen. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, Cyberpunk. And we're going into Cyberpunk now. That doesn't look the greatest, but like in stills, it looks really, really good.
Yeah, especially if you have the computer and when it gets better optimized.
Yeah,
it's gonna look amazing.
Speaking of which, where is that update? We're supposed to get one at the end of February, and it was supposed to fix all the problems, but we know it won't.
Wasn't it January?
There was one in January, which was just a whole bunch of bug fixes. I mean, this one should be an optimization fix.
Do you
know
think
it's not
they'll
gonna
ever
happen, though.
release it on PS4?
Yeah, I think they said PS4 was what they were going to focus on.
It must have been such a shame to have to pull it off the market.
No.
And you think about like the developers themselves, and they've poured so much time into this game.
Oh, yeah, developers
And then
definitely.
because someone else screwed up, and now their game is gone.
Why do you think they screwed up? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's probably a mix of they had said that they were going to do something that was just not possible. And then there was also the time crunch, and they were like, let's not admit to people. Let's just release it and hope for the best, like hope for a miracle somehow.
Yeah, because you have to remember that CD Projekt Red is not a AAA studio. They have a lot of support, and that's where a lot of their sort of quality comes from. It comes from outside sources, like the government. The
Polish government,
the Polish government
man.
giving them like, what was it, $7 million to produce the game.
To be fair, they must have sold pretty good, so they must have made a lot of money if they're not that big.
True, actually.
That's
We're not that big, but
pretty
they sell
awesome.
games.
I mean, they probably, pay that money back in taxes, if I'm
True.
honest.
I'm not too knowledgeable about the Polish taxes, but I could see that.
So, I think another big point relating to Atlas and Persona is emulation. So they say that they don't want people emulating games, so that's why I think they cracked down on RPCS3, which is a PS3 emulator, or it was someone spreading ROMs or something. In any case, and they said publicly that they want people to experience their games the best way possible, and that would not be through emulation, obviously. And I have tried emulating it, and it's horrible, But at the same time, they're not providing a platform for a lot of people to experience it, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a huge issue with the earlier Persona games, like Persona 1 and 2. With the fact that they're on really obscure consoles, and they're also really hard to find. And they're really expensive as well. I heard like Persona 1 goes for a lot of money. Like upwards of 100.
Over
$100, yeah. They're rare, that's the thing.
And that was the case with Golden too before it came to Steam,
it was especially
right?
the case with Golden. That's why everyone was so hyped about it, because previously it was only on the Vita. No one had a Vita. Nobody wanted to buy a Vita. Who wanted to buy a Vita? To play Persona? Only the dedicated would do that. And then they released it on Steam, and everyone was like, I don't need to buy a Vita anymore. So they didn't buy a Vita, and they just bought it on Steam, and look how much money it made them.
And they were very surprised.
Yes! Why? It's like people are like shouting at them every day, please release Persona onto Steam, onto PC. Just do it. Who cares? And then they were like, oh, I mean, we don't really want to do it, but Sega said to Atlas, you should really try it. You should really try it. It's gonna work. Trust me. And Atlas was like, no, I don't think so. Sega said, do it, or I will shoot you in the foot. And then Atlas said, okay. And they did it, and they made money. Who would have thought?
Yeah, there's some crazy numbers for a super old game. Do you know when that was originally released?
2008, I think. Persona 4. I think Golden was 2012.
Middle of a financial crisis.
Yeah. But that's where it got big.
Ouch.
That's where Persona got big. It got big with the original release of Persona 4.
It's pretty interesting. And how does that tie into, like, what is the connection between Persona and what is it, SMT?
SMT, yeah. If you didn't know, Persona is actually a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series. And every Persona game has had the title Shin Megami Tensei Persona blank. Up until Persona 4. I believe it was Persona 4 Golden was the first one to drop the moniker. It might have been Golden or the original Persona 5. But Persona has always been seen as a spin-off until like Persona 4 Gold and Persona 5, where it's kind of seen as its own thing, but it is still a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. A lot of the Persona, like Pixie, Jack Frost, they're all demons from Shin Megami Tensei, and they're ripped directly from those games. A lot of these sort of mechanics, the negotiation mechanic in Persona 5 is from Shin Megami Tensei 3, Nocturne. That is directly lifted from there. So they take...
And
Go on.
and Persona is bigger now, right?
Yeah, Persona is bigger. It's much bigger. It's like it's like if Minecraft released a spin-off of a 2D Minecraft called Terraria, and then Terraria got popular, more popular than Minecraft.
Which one is more popular between Terraria and Minecraft?
What do you think?
I think Minecraft.
It's Minecraft. Yeah, it absolutely is. Which is a sin, a cardinal sin.
I mean, Minecraft is a fun game.
Yeah, but Terraria is like top 3 best games of all time. No, I'm joking.
They should
really
definitely add more bosses to Minecraft. I think that could level the playing field.
Perhaps, yeah. I don't really think Minecraft is a very, like, action-oriented game. I think Terraria is obviously action RPG.
Yeah, there's a lot of action.
But Minecraft isn't really focused towards the sort of, like, fighting aspect of it.
No, but I think that's because of a lack of bosses.
It's like saying, like, would you like bosses in Stardew Valley?
No, but I think that Minecraft has already went in that direction, just not enough, because they already have like the Wither thing, and they have
The End Dragon.
the water temple thing and the dragon, as you said.
Yeah.
So they've already
They are going
went
there, but I don't think that's a focus for them. I think the focus is the creative aspect of it.
Yeah, but you get creative aspects. You get the creative aspect in Terraria too.
Yeah, but that's
maybe
not the
not
focus.
to the same extent with like Redstone and stuff, but still very large.
Yeah, the thing is, it's what they're focusing on. Terraria doesn't focus on building. It focuses on combat, weapons, equipment, accessories. Minecraft focuses on the building aspect. Twice in 3D.
I thought there would be a list.
No, I don't play Minecraft very often. I do play a lot of Terraria, though.
So then we can go on to the next point here. We have upcoming UFC events.
I see. This is your area of expertise, so I'll let you lead.
Well, I wouldn't say expertise necessarily, but
compared to me, it is an expertise.
So Curtis Blades just fought Derek Lewis this weekend. It was awesome. Derek Lewis, should I spoil the fight?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, he knocked him out with a sick uppercut. Like he was, it looked like Curtis Blades was sort of, I don't know if he was diving in or if he was just like ducking down but forward. And Derek Lewis timed it perfectly with an uppercut, and he was just out. He was totally out.
Nice.
And the upcoming next event this weekend is Rose. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jarsinho Rosenstruck.
Good attempt.
Versus Terrell Gain. And I'm not sure about that. It should be a good fight, obviously, but really the big event is the weekend after that. Or I think that's the weekend after, 7th of March. Guess what? We got 3 title fights.
3 titles.
It's Israel Adesanya obviously moving up to light heavyweight and fighting for the championship.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the Adesanya fight.
I am excited for the update on his gyno. The last gyno bender.
Hell yeah.
He released a picture on Instagram recently.
Why?
Because he was like stretching out his arm so that his pec is fully stretched, right?
Yeah.
So that way you wouldn't really see the gyno, and a lot of people commented that, wow, his gyno has really gotten better. But it's at such an angle that you wouldn't really know if that's the case. So that's why now a lot of people want that update on the gyno, because when he's in the ring, you get it from all angles.
Hell yeah.
But who do you think is going to win between him and Jan?
I want to say Adesanya. I really want to, but I think the weight change might hinder him somewhat. Because I imagine like you're a professional runner, for example, and imagine you decide I'm gonna try and become a professional walker. So you join a walking contest. It's the same sort of motion, but it's different. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I think the only weapon Jan has is a knockout. He's gonna try to go for a knockout because Israel Adesanya is a very technical striker. Like his striking is incredible.
Yeah.
But Jan really, he doesn't have that same quality. He knocks people out, which is awesome, obviously. But I don't think he's gonna knock Adesanya out.
I see.
You have to remember that Adesanya, he's been in like over 100 fights, not in the UFC, but in kickboxing.
Yeah.
He's been knocked out once.
So he's proven he can take a hit.
Yeah, he can definitely. We were supposed to see that with the Paulo Costa fight.
Yeah.
Turns out Paulo Costa didn't want to follow the same game plan as that got him to where he was. He decided he was going to be a coward.
Yeah.
Essentially, which sucked a little bit. But you could see Adesanya's amazing striking in that fight. And he was quite disrespectful too, which I don't know. Some people obviously like it. Brings a lot of attention.
I hope for his next fight. This is really like personal hope, but I hope he does a funny front flip. Personally, I do kind of enjoy it when he does the funny front flip. Really gets you in the mood, you know.
Dancing. He is a very good dancer. Do you know he did dancing for a long time?
No, I didn't actually.
He says that's where his like unique rhythm and stuff come from.
Yeah, because I know in sort of like in certain areas of Africa they mix like karate with dance, and I think it's called like some like fight dance or something. But there are a lot of videos of it's basically a dance routine of two fighters fighting each other. It's all it's all scripted, but it's made to look like a real fight. That's full of cool flips and anime punches. It's really cool. Do check it out if you ever get a chance to.
Capoeira, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Nigeria.
Oh, we have three big guys. I think Francis Ngannou is from Nigeria, Kamaru Usman, and Israel Adesanya. So they have a lot of talent coming from there.
What are they feeding them?
But I think Usman, if I'm not mistaken, he was brought up in America. Adesanya was on Joe Rogan Experience a while back talking about he was.
It was New Zealand, wasn't it?
He was brought up first in Nigeria, but yeah, then they moved to New Zealand, I think.
It's warrior genes. That's what it is.
Ngannou, you can see, like, not too long ago, he was like working with a shovel in a ditch somewhere in Nigeria. It's pretty crazy.
It's, like I said, it's the warrior genes.
Yeah.
we pasty white men, we don't have the warrior gene. Well, I mean, you do, but because you have the Nordic genes. I know I don't. I'm an Anglo-Saxon. We were defeated by the French. That's why we say fiancé, because they took me over and forced me to say it.
But Ngannou is fighting soon too for the heavyweight title.
Nice.
Against Stipe. And the winner of those two guys is going to fight John Jones, hopefully.
Awesome.
It should be very awesome.
Should be.
The same card Tyron Woodley is fighting again. I don't know. Tyron Woodley, he's not that good anymore.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's... you could see him when he was fighting Colby Covington. He couldn't fight. And Colby Covington said that he said something crazy like he took his spirit or something. And it might sound crazy, but it's true.
He took my spirit as I fought him. He beat me down, not physically, but emotionally.
And Sean O'Malley on the same card. It's gonna be interesting to see him return. It's
gonna be the battle of spirits.
Mentally undefeated.
Yeah, boy. Well,
I think his fighting is like it's very interesting, and he's a very amazing fighter. But he's just like his bones or something. He throws a kick and he
his bones
fucks
brittle.
up his legs.
He got brittle bones.
Yeah, way too brittle. I don't know if it's a matter of being too skinny or something. I wouldn't think so. And he's been talking about wanting to fight Cody Garbrandt, which is crazy. Cody Garbrandt is on another level. I believe he could become the champion again.
Probably some low-key osteoporosis.
Maybe, but he's so young.
You're
He's
never
super
too young
young.
to get some osteoporosis.
I saw yesterday that apparently TJ Dillashaw is older, than Jose Aldo.
Really?
Yeah, I was really surprised
How
by
old is
that. You think of TJ Dillashaw as a very young guy, and Jose Aldo as this like veteran in the sport who was champion for like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Let me look at how long was Jose Aldo champion?
Because I imagine like Jose Aldo's like in his mid-30s. That's what I
6
thought.
years. He was apparently champion 6 years, but that
That's
was
still pretty respectable.
he was champion outside of the UFC too. I know.
Yeah.
But let's look up the difference in age. So Jose Aldo is 34, and TJ Dillashaw is 35.
Damn.
But TJ Dillashaw looks like a baby.
He got baby face.
And Dominic Cruz is only 35, and I thought he was older.
Only 35.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty old for sports, though, isn't it?
Spider Anderson Silva fought last year, and he's what, like 45?
Nah, true. I mean, I
So,
think male
obviously-
prime is like 40s, I think, is when you peak. Oh, you don't even peak then, you're peaking like your mid-20s, and it's downhill from there.
Yeah, exactly. In your 20s. But obviously Anderson Silva, maybe in the opinion of Dana White and a lot of fans, he shouldn't have fought, obviously. So it's a bit too late for him.
Well,
it's sad how it's like you build up and everything, but then at a certain point it's just like you can't really build up. When there's like in other careers you could still do that.
yeah.
But so that's a bit sad. But who do you think is going to be? So they've obviously announced there's going to be another tough season, The Ultimate Fighter, but they have yet to announce the coaches for it. So do you know, first of all, like what is tough, or should I?
Yeah, you're
Give
gonna
it, like,
have
a
to
quick
educate me on that one.
All right, so basically it's like reality TV. So they have a bunch of young fighters come in, and they split them into two teams with one coach each, or one head coach each, who is usually it's like a champion and a contender. And then the idea is that as they coach these guys, these guys fight each other, and it's like a tournament. And then in the finale, they have an actual UFC event. So these guys fight in the finale for a UFC contract, and the coaches traditionally fight each other for whatever, for a fight, because they're professionals,
That's it. It's just for the fun of it.
So now obviously people are speculating who are the coaches going to be. A lot of people hoped that it would be like Adesanya and John Jones, but obviously John Jones just moved up to heavyweight and is saying that he's not going to move back. And right after that, Adesanya moves to light heavyweight, which is
What weight division is it?
interesting. They haven't announced anything.
Oh, are they?
But the coaches, they don't have to be the same as the competitors.
Because I'm thinking McGregor. Like I know he's coming back into the octagon. But but he had like a whole bunch of like have they already recorded all of it?
No,
No.
I don't think they've started even.
Okay. So, so yeah, I'm a little less confident about McGregor now.
I mean, yeah, there's also the fact that like he already coached one season against Uriah Faber, and they
true.
actually didn't fight.
Yeah.
But so will they give him a second run? It's like it has happened before. I think John Jones specifically has been on The Ultimate Fighter several times.
Yeah. What do you think
But,
about
you know,
what do you think
what
about Diaz?
Oh, that would be a very interesting one, because they've done that before. Like if you didn't know, Nate Diaz was actually participating in The Ultimate Fighter. He was a competitor in The Ultimate Fighter earlier. So him coming back as a coach would be very interesting. They did the same with Michael Bisping. You know, he was, I think, on the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, or if it was the second season, and then he came back as a coach much later.
Habib might do it as well, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe.
Actually, maybe that was because if you remember, Dana White talked about he had an offer, an amazing offer, so maybe that's it.
Well, there you go.
I'd like to see it, but I don't think it would make very good reality TV.
No, he's not. He's not a TV personality. Really.
No, he's very kind.
He's too kind. He's too kind for UFC.
But I think possibly it's Kobe Covington against anyone, really, because he's such a personality in himself. Him versus Jorge Masvidal would be like amazing. If you didn't know, Kamaru Usman, the current champion in welterweight, he also is from The Ultimate Fighter, so they bring in really good guys. Tony Ferguson, who then later also became champion. It's pretty amazing.
It's very interesting. We got a lot of good stuff coming from UFC. A lot of stuff to look forward to. Hopefully they'll fix their app in time.
Yeah. And Max Holloway, oh man, I don't know when he's fighting next, but I'm very excited for it. With his last performance against Cater. Jesus Christ.
It truly was a performance. That wasn't a fight. That was a theater performance.
Yeah. Oh, if you look up the highlights, it's like, say the highlights are 5 minutes long, it's like 4:45 of Max Holloway. Those, I remember when he was coming in with the elbows, it's like, how can that guy even stand up anymore?
Yeah, it was really impressive to see how long. Well, he lasted the whole 5 rounds.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Holloway is the best featherweight, definitely. Now, too bad the judges can't see that. Too bad they, can't see him clearly defeat Alexander Volkanovski.
Too bad.
But whatever. Ortega is coming back. Not coming back. He was never gone, but he's fighting Volkanovski for the title.
Nice.
Exciting things.
Well,
I think that's it.
Yeah, we are over 30 minutes now. I think that's a pretty healthy episode. Thank you for listening. Anyone who did decide to listen for this long. Hopefully our recording has been streamlined quite a bit, so hopefully we'll be able to produce more, be more entertaining, and be more entertaining more often. Oliver, any last words?
Nah.
Before you go. No last words. Okay, I see. Well, once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.